So yeah, welcome. Thanks for coming to our case study. We're Kentico, and this case study is going to be on Bell Media and a multi-site platform. Joining me on stage today is Sam Kitsu, who is the senior developer on the project with Bell Media. My name is Michael McKay, and I'm the head of application development at Kentico Inc. Kentico Inc. is based in Toronto, Canada. We are an interactive studio that creates award-winning user experiences for web and also mobile web as well. And we've been in business now for about 12 years. We started off in 2000, just about the right time to hear a certain tech bubble go pop. And since then, we've worked for 236 clients, and we've also released 875 projects. Actually, that's out of date. Last week, we released 4 extra projects, one of which were E1 with clients. Our relationship with Kentico CMS really spans from 2009, whenever we first started to introduce it to our solutions. And a couple of our developers have worked with it, as myself included, for a couple of years before that. And this chart shows the adoption of Kentico CMS at Kentico Inc. You can see we've been using it quite a lot. 2012, we're going to hit around 30 projects, I think, 30, 40 projects. And they range really from anywhere around the $20,000 mark all the way up to just shy of $500,000 for some of our biggest clients. And what we're going to talk about today is one of those large clients. So for those of you who don't know, Bell Media are Canada's largest telecommunications company. And they own about, I think it's over 60 television channels and also over 30 radio channels. And a lot of those radio channels were acquired over the past couple of years. And with that acquisition came quite a lot of technical struggle as they got new radio channels. Each one came with its own technology stack. And there's a lot of stress on the IT department to be able to manage those, as well as content editors as well, to go and actually create content on all these different systems. So Bell Media approached us really with this frustration and trying to work out a way of solving it. And obviously, first thing that popped into our head was Kentico CMS. So just as an overview of the actual project and sort of the problem scope before I pass it on to Sad for a demo. The solution for Bell Media really involves sort of 2 areas. The first one was the development of a reusable website template that Bell could go and use on their video channels. So as they acquired new channels, go and apply that template to them. The main drivers for that obviously was a common platform, a technology stack to remove all the variations that they had for their IT department. A centralized management then for IT and as well for the editors, so that editors wouldn't be modifying content on these different disparate systems. A suite of reusable components, and by that I mean we developed a reusable website template with a range of reusable modules and components that they could then cherry pick from whenever they went and actually implemented a new channel. And also a main goal was to speed up deployment. They're acquiring new channels all the time. They want to obviously be able to quickly refresh the web premise and bring it in line with their own branding and functionality and standards. So they came to us and we're really looking for a solution that they could roll out quite quickly. Obviously, the second part of the project was a lot of training to be done with their in-house IT. So we're certified Kentico trainers as well, so we could bring that both for the development and also for the content editing. We also provided a lot of strategy and consultation as well with Bell's IT department on really introducing them to Kentico CMS best practices for hosting and setting up the architecture with regards to feature and content deployment as well. So dev, stage, QA, production environments, really enabling their IT to get a good handle on that and how they would manage things such as feature and content deployment between that. So with that in mind, I'm going to hand it off to Sarah, who's going to walk us through a demonstration of what we actually built out for Bell and show some of the best practices that we implemented and some of the customizations that we did to Kentico as well.
Thank you, Michael. Let's build up. Thank you. Hi, everyone. So what I'm going to do is go through some of the sites, just the 9 sites that we already deployed. And then I'll show you how we will approach the methods we use just to implement some of the bail requirements. Just to show to you, one of the sites I've already deployed with the Flow radio station. I think it's a Flow, so I'm just the Flow radio station. As you can see, there's very rich content, rich graphics. It's got social media, so many widgets that they have. And also we have deployed several radio stations. The idea is that the build requirement is that we want to be able to deploy several radio stations, several sites by reusing a single instance, reusing all the modules, all the template approach. So what we have done is that, reviewing the requirements, what we said is that give them a web template approach, which I'll show you how we have done. So what we did was that created a site, customized it, and when it's ready, build with the Kentico approach, the web template. Just to show you the structure is the site. Let me make sure it's the screen is not. Should be sorry about that. Very good. So what we did was that, following the Kentico implementation, we build a web template, and then they will be able to click and access the template that we have delivered. So what we did is, here is the site, build a web template, following the Veil approach, just make sure that it implements the folder structure, which I'm going to show you. So they will be able to click, create a new site within a very short time. If we look at the folder structure, what we have done is that any other web template, as you know, is located in update. The template is located in the update that folder. But our implementation of development process is that we created a folder structure within the client project, client folder. We created a folder, global folder, where we create our customization. So we totally separated from our development. That's the standard implementation, and created our web part customization of form controls, all the elements. And then created the site-specific folder structure, utilizing the Kentico settings. Created a site-specific folder structure, outside of the folder. So what we have done, just to give you examples, that the site that we have seen is the Flow site. If you look at the folder structures, they don't have anything except the assets. The assets is they have CSS and images. The idea is that when they create a new site, there's no development effort. They will only change the look and feel of the site, customize the CSS, change the images, they have the site. The web template approach allows them to create the site, they have a new template, be able to look and feel, the design team, the front end will be able to create the site. Another requirement actually also, the Veil IT team, which really works with the Kentico framework, was that they requested, the Veil IT team requested that they want to keep all the same files, all the assets, the content assets, to be located on the network drive. They want to be able to locate that one. So one thing we did is utilize the custom site settings, being able to locate the folders outside the project folder that we have. The media lab is the same as well. So you will see site specific. Really work with the team when they're deploying and managing other things. That's so what I'm going to do actually is show you a couple of things we utilize. As you can see in here, each site, they have the social media, whether Twitter, Facebook, and everything. One thing we have done is that in Kentico 6, the custom settings, we really use that to be able to reuse objects, the web parts, and everything we have. One module, one web part, but being able to utilize the custom settings approach. Just to give you an example, settings, is it showing everything? Yes. Within each site, they have the Twitter information and everything in one place. When they clone the site, all they have to do is customize it. All the social media information and everything is customized within the settings. That really work with the team. That allows them to create new sites, being able to actually complete that in a very short time. The next item I want to show you actually is that some of actually the development process that we have done, some of the customization we implemented. The very first one is the sortable document selector. Based on our experience, we've been working on this Kentico project. One of the requirements that keeps coming back and again, clients wants to be able to have, a list of documents, from anywhere in the country, but at the same time have a control where they can customize the sort order without being able to kind of use the CMS list and other things. So one thing we have done, which I'll show you how it works in. Sure. It says it's 2 months, so it will be. Sorry about the resolution. Okay. In the design tab, which I'm going to show you, is the navigation item of the data. Unlike the CMS list, they want to be able to say, I want from this table to a different location, be able to add that, but again, in other places too. There's a local development, so it should load fast. All right. Sorry about that. I'm going to load it up and see if I can try it in a different browser. I'm just showing the grace, the arrest warning to make sure. Sorry about that. For some reason. All right. Thank you. Sorry about that. First, you can close the timer.
Basically, there's one of the approaches that we use is the Kentico CMS for release to meet the requirements of the various content editors. Multiple document selector was created. It was something I think Kentico had on their list of features. We built it first of all in version 4, and really, as Faisal said, it's the ability for them to go and basically just select anything in the content tree and be able to sort it, and then we on the front end can go and show that out in whatever way it needs to be shown. What we would used to do is we used to use like the document tree, and you'd take like linked documents and you'd stack them up. Really having a whole page is a bit heavy, so I'll just quickly show you the control. Sorry about that. That's why I just want you to do like a demo. So this is a custom form control. So what we have done is make it accessible in any web browser, as any custom form control. As you can see, being able to list all the documents, you click computer, what it does actually extending the Kentico implementation. You have the document selector, but the list of documents that you have added to the list, where you can easily sort them around and be able to select. So one thing that we always do is to kind of extend based on the Kentico, not to really break everything. Be able to select, for example, a document. I will add it to my list. That's the document. So, and you can actually simply reorder that. So make it the top, update, there you go, that's the top. So very easy for the content editors. They'll be able to add an item to the document, whether it's a navigation or a quick link item, a list of links item. I just want to show you how it works, just a quick show, because we don't have enough time. Demo. Time. Okay, so just to show you very quick, is that
here's the front control, similar to what you have been doing. But one thing we did is they kind of extended the control settings to give the Bell team to be able to control what kind of documents content editors can add to the page. So it kind of implements the validation. So they will be able, for example, if there's only menu items or events, they will be able to add it at the same time. They will also be able to add how many items they can add. As you can see, I'll be able to select class selector maximum items. So I'm going to try to rush this. I think we'll end up time. And just one more control I'm going to show you is that as a radio station, one of the biggest content that they have is that being able to create shows. Shows they have different times that they will be visible. And so I am going to rush. This is another custom phone control. One thing we built for them. When I was showing you the site, 3, they build schedules for the shows. They also list on shows on their detail page, the host information. It's not showing, I'm not going there. So they want to be able to say, this show's happen Monday to stay in the morning. They will be able to add that to the content tree. But the best part about that is we store this information again in the Kentico custom documents. What happens is that this is a shared custom document that we have site settings information. All the site information actually will be stored here. It generates the schedule information. It validates if there's a conflict, a mapping, things like that. But it's very easy for the content editors, very easy for them to be able to add within one interface, but it generates multiple content. This is just a quick show you how the front control. Another thing, if you attended the Smart Search implementation earlier, we also implemented extending the API to add within the get content implementation. So the extension and the custom tables that we have actually is searchable. So I'm going to move to the last item. I know Chris is looking at the time. So the last item, the last on the list is that extending the Kentico experience for the content editors. The first one is that widgets. I'm sure most of you use widgets, and that is a best addition to the page area. But some of the limitation, the requirements that we get from the client is that it's good. I want to be able to add it to the page tab. But one of the problems with the widget is that if I give my content editors, they move it around. They delete the widget. That's not something we want. And after consulting the Kentico team, it was not actually in the development process. And then what thing we did was kind of extended that implementation for the content editors, which I'll show to you, is that if you go to the page tab, just a list of widgets, notice yours. Alright, similar to any other page, you still get to see, as the administrator, you'll be able to add a widget or move it around. You can see that, right? But if I go to, I'm going to go there, just a content editor. Leave that tab alone. Almost there. So this is a kind of conversational. So we had that last night with the developer team, just a thing that's coming in version 8 to be able to extend that implementation. The standard implementation, limiting what they can do with an environment, and then customizing your personalization so they cannot do anything that they should not be doing. Okay. just to show you, if I log in as content editors, all the widgets that you've seen are not visible, except because of the bell requirement, because I want them to be able to customize the settings of the widget. They cannot move it, they cannot add anything, but they will be able to customize the setting. For example, to show you examples, that there is a chart settings. The chart is like for all the radio stations, they want to show the top 20 songs or something. They want to be able, the content editors, to add the chart to the page. And, they will click the edit settings and be able to update that information. This is one of the biggest requirements. We have implemented a couple of sites that we have done. It actually worked out because it enforced the requirements of the client. And another couple of things that we've done is just when it is in a list of documents, we kind of customize the form control so they don't have to use the document selector and bold or navigate. Just give them a drop-down list, for example, of their documents, and make sure that it pulls from that current site settings when they clone the site. I'll pass it through. Sorry about that.
Yeah, cheers. In case you're wondering, time does travel a lot slower in Canada, so that was 15 Canadian minutes. Just as a quick summary, the project has been a really big success. Bell implemented it on about 6 of their radio channels, and I think they've got a potential acquisition happening soon. What we thought was going to be 30 websites is probably going to turn into over 100 sites. So there's also going to be challenges there, but we think we've got the best tool. Kentico CMS definitely will be able to meet those challenges. Also, we're in talks as well to possibly do the same sort of solution for their TV channels, which will be a really exciting project to get involved in as well. So overall, Kentico is a really great framework for this type of project. The ability to make a website template, the ability to create global components and modules that we can then use on actual site instances. So if you want to check the site, we're online, eastendegresso.com. You can email us, you can talk to us afterwards, by all means, if you have any questions about our implementation of Kentico. If you want to follow us or stalk us or even spy us, you can get to us at East End Regards. I'm at Me My Robot, and Fisa is at Fisa1. So again, thank you very much for your time, all of your time, the extra time. I really appreciate it. Thanks for letting us do the extra. Cheers, folks.